be honest, and do it right. Apply today and learn more about their other benefits at ironhideconstruction.com, where they're committed to you every step of the way. For over 15 years, Integrated Life Choices has empowered individuals with disabilities in Lincoln and throughout Nebraska. They provide comprehensive services from group homes and independent living services to job training, ensuring fulfilling lives for those that they serve. Now, they're inviting you to join their mission. If you're passionate about making a difference in the lives of people with developmental disabilities, explore rewarding career opportunities with them. Learn more about their services and apply today at www.ilc.net. Be a part of Integrated Life Choices, where your work truly changes lives.
Spring often marks the beginning of severe weather, which can lead to power outages. LES wants you to be prepared before the storm. Restock your emergency kit, update your info with LES, and if you encounter an outage, report it at les.com/report.
If you're in Seward or Milford, listen up. Select Plumbing is now servicing your area with no trip charges from Lincoln. Select Plumbing works on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate, 402-560-6197. It's not just Lincoln, Waverly, and the surrounding area anymore. It's also Seward and Milford with no trip charges. Contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
Sandhills Global is hiring. With their fast-paced, growing culture, they have hundreds of new openings in sales, marketing, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Full-time roles offer a 4.5-day work week, along with flexible internships in most areas. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Find your fit today at www.sandhills.jobs.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and we have some really big savings for you right now. Our new crossover sale is underway. New Terrains, Equinoxes, and Trailblazers starting at $23,290. That's right, $23,290. Also, we've continued our huge Sierra and Silverado truck sale with over $10,000 off new pickups. You heard right, over $10,000 off list. Koppel truly has a small town feel with big city deals. We're right down 144th Street or at KoppelCars.com. Stock numbers G260980 and C119824.
Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits is now open in Lincoln. Shop our expansive collection of wine, beer, spirits, and cigars at 5040 North 27th Street. From top shelf liquor to crowd favorite beer, Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits has a beverage for every taste and every budget. Plus, join our loyalty program to earn rewards and save on future purchases. Shop Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits at 5040 North 27th Street in Lincoln. That's 5040 North 27th Street.
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is Old School, sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Broadcasting veteran Derek Pearson.
When you find something that moves them, that makes them smile, celebrate it. That's your task. That's your superpower.
Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman.
Rifles a pass. It was tipped. It's picked off by Foreman. He's at the 15, 10, 5. He'll score!
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
What up? We're back. Jay Foreman, DP, Austin Orman on the ones and twos. We are Old School, brought to you by the Mercado, Certified Piedmontese, Special Ingredients, the Butcher Shop, 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill. Man, good conversation about high school sports in Lincoln. We got 7 more minutes. I just think it's coming around. I mean, you don't make the state, like for Southeast, they got good coaches, and good players for you to make the state tournament twice. You know what I'm saying? In back-to-back years. And that was, I think when the coach got there, the program was in a little bit of a down spiral or whatever. So, they got good coaches, good talent. So you don't make it just like luck. Heck, I think for, Southeast, to be honest with you, I think Textline could tell us they went on the road twice, I think, and beat Creighton Prep at Creighton Prep, which is supposed to be a hard place to win. So just on that alone, they that lets you know they got a little bit of grit and all the things you need to do to, be a legitimate basketball team. But I think overall, I think the biggest thing in high school you see is that you got to have a good staff. You got to be able to kind of like recruit. Recruiting is rampant. I think the idea. I think some guys when they coach, I think their idea of a basketball player, but if a coach talks to me, two things, DP. This is when I know like a coach talks to me about two different things. These two things I know you can't coach. If you start talking about like the family tree and try to prognosticate based on when the two parents walk in or one parent walks in, what this kid's gonna be like, right? Man. Like I don't know the genetic bloodline.
It is the biggest red flag in coaching.
The genetic bloodline. You know what I'm saying?
Like this isn't pro wrestling. This is not pro wrestling.
That's number one, and that's a distinct number one.
Yep.
That is resounding.
Yep.
Right. Because that's so. What does that mean? If you do that and all that, and then the other thing is, you got to be an athlete to play. But if you're looking for athletic ability, you're probably not looking for basketball players. And so if you're preaching that like you need athletes. I already know what type of basketball you're going to play, right? You're going to be a dribble drive. You're going to try to be helter-skelter. Well, that's not going to – because when you play against these Omaha teams, that's how they play. Like when me and Nick did the Pius game and they were trying to lock up against Central, listen, them dudes, that's what they do. They going – you want –
Fight your fight.
Right.
This is what it's going to be.
So those are two things. But overall, I think like – I think Lincoln's on the upswing. I think they're going to have some – good kids, and then, good kids coming up and good teams coming up. And I think, having an identity of what you want to do. I think, some of these coaches and stuff need to probably, check their pride at the door and start asking for some help. Because here's why I say, and this is just a biased opinion. Like they'll tell you coaching high school is harder than coaching AAU. And that's when I'm gonna look. Hold on, yes, that's the look at what
you caught me.
Hold on, they'll tell you that. And here's where I'll push back on it. Yeah, they can game plan for you and all that, but let's be honest, none of you guys run zone, right? None of you guys really run any like concepts or plays, right? So like, there's not much to get. Yeah, you can look at individual players, but how much are they really paying attention, right? Because then you got to have a scout team that can do exactly what Austin can do, right? If you're trying to get into
nobody can do that.
Right. They'll tell you that. And here's where I'll push back on it, right? Number one, when you go play in Kansas City, we played in this big tournament in Kansas City, you are playing an all-star team.
Yeah.
That means the 9 guys on there tried out for the team and they're the best of the best. Yeah. Then if you decide to play up an age group, then you're fighting puberty issues and all that stuff, right? But here's where I also push back. You play 2 games a week, generally. Mm-hmm. Tuesdays and Saturdays or Fridays.
Tuesday, Friday night.
Then you have 4 practices. Yeah. And I know a lot of times when you play AAU, you have 1 practice during the week, maybe 2, and then you're in game time playing against all-star teams, against legitimate coaches that are – now here's the thing about that's different than club than before. They do scout you.
See, this is what's weird. And again, okay, so been a high school coach in Virginia, D.C., North Carolina, Texas, Utah, California. Never once was recruiting a part of what I had to deal with. And 2, never once could I improve by transfers. Every spot I was in, I got who I got.
Yeah.
And I had to teach what I ran no matter what I have. And some years you'll get a big. Some years you'll get a press break point guard.
Yeah.
Some weeks, some years you'll get shooters. Some days you have long defenders. Some years you have you have little dudes who need to create chaos.
Yeah.
A coach can coach anything to anybody anytime.
Right. Yeah. I mean, but look, it's part of it.
Like if you can coach, you can coach.
Yeah, it's part of it, and it's tough. I mean, it's just part. Listen, I think it is what it is, and these kids are coming in. A lot of these high school coaches don't understand. These kids are coming in already playing high school level basketball at 7th, 8th, 9th grade. You cannot sit up here, and these kids are this is the thing is where coaches miss the mark. And I had to learn this myself.
Yeah.
And this is early in my quote unquote club coaching days. The difference between like when I played or whatever, when I played AAU, you did what you did, you played your role, you did what you had to do, got your bag, you went home, got a pair of sneakers, you played good, whatever. These kids are visual and they're constantly taking score of everything. They know who's good and who's not. They know what they are looking to get rewarded for stuff that they earn. And a lot of these coaches don't understand that. And they don't understand that because they don't know how to communicate with the kids. They aren't invested in the kids. They're invested in what the kids can do for them. And you can't be like that now. You cannot be like that right now. Because these kids are so visual and they understand because of the amount of the type of coaching that they've had.
Yeah.
They understand this game, man.
And they understand whether you're BSing them or not.
Yes, but they understand this basketball game.
Well, because they play it.
They play
1,000 times online.
Right.
Then they
they do.
It's a reality.
And then they didn't build their player in 2K.
Right.
Yeah.
And then they know. Well, wait a minute. You asked me to do a thing that I've never seen in the highest level of this game.
Right.
So why are you asking me to do that?
Yeah, and then another thing is DP. If they come from a club team where they've had to earn everything, they don't understand why Jimmy's on another team and he ain't better than him.
Well, the business of high school basketball, the business of basketball, youth league basketball,
that's a whole
can't be bigger than the game of basketball.
Right, but I'm just talking about just in the high school when they get into high school and they see it.
Well,
they see, and they see it.
This is when the best program that was in change. I know we got to go break, but the best one that I've ever been in that changed was a high school program that rocked. I mean, it won districts every year.
Right.
It just couldn't finish. There's this transitional phase. This was the fork in the road that it could have kept doing what it was doing, winning district titles because the coaching staff was good.
Right.
Or it could veer and adjust slightly to get to the next level. And the coaches literally brought in 3 dudes on that team that said, these are the parents you have to look out for. These are the parents that will come in and complain about you. These are the parents that you have to write, that'll write checks to get things fixed. And I went, yeah, but can they help you beat O'Connell? Can they help you beat the Matthew?
Yeah.
Look, man, you doing business. I thought you was doing basketball and you trying to. And those 3 dudes, I literally had to go to war with the head coach and the associate head coach and said, if you keep them 3 dudes, they will kill your program. They literally will keep you where you are. And I talked them into making changes. And them 3 dudes that we brought in at the end of it, them was all dogs. And that's how they end up changing.
Yeah, I mean it's on the uptick of Lincoln's definitely on the uptick. And it'll go through cycles, right? I think Omaha's been on a run here. I would say that the years of Chucky Hedbrun, Hunter Salas, Millard North, and Bellevue West, and even Creighton Prep, where they had a couple when they kind of lost by a point or two. That you're not going to get much better in high school basketball. Maybe all the way back when Strick and them were playing. I wasn't here then. So Omaha and the Metro is going through an uptick. And eventually,
did you just call Strick old?
No.
You weren't here when Strick was here. It kind of sounds like you're saying
I didn't go to high because listen, I always tell Strick if I was here, they wouldn't be talking about you. I can say that because he's up in Thailand.
His Strick radar just went off.
That's all right. He'd be fine. He'd get all right.
Incoming text. Jay Crazy. Jay Wild.
Yeah, I know, right?
First Braun, now me.
Yeah.
Keep going.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Strick. You can't get it down here this quick. So I think I think Lincoln will get their and that's coming soon. They'll get their swan.
I'm here for it.
Yeah,
I'm here for that.
Yeah, it'd be good, man. It'd be good for him.
So and before we go to break, real quick, I'm with Gus Johnson. Somebody literally texted me. I'm with Gus Johnson because yesterday he went on. He was talking about Caitlin Clark, and he said, "I appreciate all this other stuff y'all talking about, but she's not the GOAT college basketball for women." And
Cheryl Miller, probably.
So let me go ahead and co-sign. Let me go ahead.
But right now it's a magical time. Women's sports in general.
We I'm old enough to remember how magical Cheryl Miller made it.
Oh, I am too, but I'm just saying it's just different. I mean, heck, man, we're going to get into it next segment, talk about Jason Kelce retiring, whether or not he's a first ballot Hall of Fame. I got some, thoughts on it.
Is there crying allowed in sports talk radio?
I ain't going to cry. And then what it's like when you really retire, man, because it's a lot different. He's about to go into another world that he's can't be prepared for because he's never been a, ex-athlete or ex-pro player. So Jay Foreman, DP, Austin, quick break. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Are you working in or looking to get into the electrical construction industry? The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Introducing The Outlet by Sartor Heyman. The Outlet brings you luxurious Sartor Heyman quality jewelry at unbeatable prices. Shop our expansive inventory of overstocked merchandise and a vast estate collection that just hasn't found its home yet. This is your chance to own stunning designer jewelry at a fraction of the cost. Elevate your style at The Outlet by Sartor Heyman, where luxury and affordability meet. Downtown at 12th and O or online at sartorheyman.com.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and we have some really big savings for you right now. Our new crossover sale is underway. New Terrains, Equinoxes, and Trailblazers starting at $23,290. That's right, $23,290. Also, we've continued our huge Sierra and Silverado truck sale with over $10,000 off new pickups. You heard right, over $10,000 off list. Koppel truly has a small town feel with big city deals. We're right down 144th Street or at koppelcars.com. Stock numbers G260980 and C119824.
February is National Pet Dental Health Month. At Parkview Animal Hospital, their skilled doctors and staff can help identify and treat a wide range of dental issues. If your pet is showing signs of bad breath, abnormal chewing or drooling, reduced appetite, or refusal to eat, now is a great time to speak to a member of their team and help get your pet back on track to a healthy lifestyle. Call Parkview Animal Hospital today at 402-423-6939 to learn more about their discounts on dental cleanings, procedures, and hygiene products.
Sandhills Global is hiring. With their fast-paced, growing culture, they have hundreds of new openings in sales, marketing, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Full-time roles offer a 4.5-day work week, along with flexible internships in most areas. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Find your fit today at www.sandhills.jobs.
If you're in Seward or Milford, listen up. Select Plumbing is now servicing your area with no trip charges from Lincoln. Select Plumbing works on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate, 402-560-6197. It's not just Lincoln, Waverly, and the surrounding area anymore. It's also Seward and Milford with no trip charges. Contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197. 93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize before participating in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the K&TK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contest, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
The Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see partly sunny skies. It will be breezy, though, but mild. We'll see a high around 61. Tonight, mainly clear skies and an overnight low around 30. And tomorrow, mostly sunny skies return. We'll see less wind, too, and an afternoon high around 60. I'm meteorologist Kyle Tucker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Your child was embarrassed when you arrived at their basketball game. 75% of parents or guardians report current alcohol use. Drinking alcohol can cause harm to children and loved ones. By drinking less, your child will be excited to see you at their basketball game. If you or a loved one is looking for help, find a treatment facility near you at findtreatment.gov. For immediate support, call, text, or chat 988.
Brought to you by Nebraska DHHS in partnership with SAMHSA.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
Landmark Implement is your local authorized John Deere dealer. Landmark's trained and certified sales staff will help you find the right equipment for your needs at a price that's right for you, all backed by Landmark's extensive parts and service network. Whether it's a tractor, planter, combine, an easy track lawnmower, or gator, every piece of equipment in pre-owned inventory is put through a rigorous inspection so it's ready to work hard for you. Landmark's team works together to make sure everything is sold meets their quality standards. Learn more at landmarkimp.com or stop into a local Landmark location and experience the Landmark difference.
Back to old school with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We're back. Jay Foreman, Austin Orman, DP, live in effect from 1040 O Street. A little cool today. You know, that's funny. It's like March, like what, 4th or 5th, and we up here complaining about weather. Usually we'd be still shoveling snow, but you know, we will adjust, and we will adjust to being San Diego, the Midwest. But without further ado, probably the least worst kept secret of all time is that, and it was official today, and obviously I'm assuming Jason Kelce had told some people before, and I think what they were saying with his speech before the last playoff game, everybody knew that he was eventually going to retire, so he officially retired today. It was like a 40-minute press conference, you know, which rightfully so. I mean, look, he's a iconic figure in Philadelphia sports history, definitely with the Eagles. Really good player, multiple Pro Bowls, all pro. Came in and made it, he got it out the mud, got out of the dirt, man. He came in as an undersized center, reshaped his body, and then, became dominant on one of the better offensive lines, in the, last 5 to 8 years. Was definitely led by him. Really good player. I think for me as a former player, I hate to see him retire. I think he could have played one more year, but I think also what goes into it, now look, he has a tremendous amount of opportunities off the field, which, he's got a family. He's got a great podcast. He could be an analyst. He could do all that. There's tons that he could do. He could coach if he wanted. He could do, it's probably the hardest, job he has right now is deciding what he wants to do.
For $50 million, he's going to stay home and podcast and become.
Yeah, well, do whatever you need to do.
It's just it's a thing, right?
Yeah.
We understand.
He's a very personable person.
Yeah.
Met him at the Super Bowl. Very genuine, very humble and down to earth. Obviously, different than his brother. I think he's a more like Steve Young, right? And Austin, whether he's a first ballot Hall of Famer or not, he gets into the media, and Steve Young went first ballot, and Steve Young's a great player. He's a Hall of Famer, and look, I'm never going to make the Hall of Fame. In my opinion, I don't think Steve Young was a first ballot Hall of Famer. Jason Kelce, I think, has a better argument than Steve Young. Just for, he revolutionized the game from the center position. There's a reason why they drafted Cam Jurgens, right? Yeah. There's a reason why they kept him around, to teach Cam Jurgens. And a lot of teams are drafting centers based on what Jason Kelce has been able to do because of his ability in the passing game and run game. So, the one thing about it that people don't understand is look, man, when you retire from the NFL, there's a thing that you go and it's like instantly. Once you send in the papers and you retire, you become a former player. And the mail, the type of mail that you get is different.
Oh,
you know what I'm saying?
Oh.
You move from like they switch you. And the funny thing about it is they got people that back in where they they switch your benefit packages and all that stuff. And now, granted, retiring when I retired in 2008 versus 2024 is totally different. Social media era, stuff to do outside of football, the ability to get a coaching job as a former player was pretty much null and void then versus now, right? No matter what type of player you were, you could get, you're right, you couldn't get a player like Peyton Manning could, but generally average player couldn't get started right away. And that's at any level. And so whereas he's able to go and do some stuff, podcast and all that. So his situation is drastically different. The one thing about him is he's always been a selfless player. So what he'll do is he's always thought about other people before himself. So that's why you always are appreciative of a player like that.
Yeah, I think some of his to make popular a position that folks don't always pay attention to, right?
Right.
And then to find there's certain cities where center play is kind of revered.
Sure.
Philly is one of them.
Yeah, like Pittsburgh.
It kind of connects to the culture.
Yeah.
And to the likeness. His success and the fact that he outworks himself. He outworks his talent.
Oh yeah. And he got a lot of talent because he's quick, man. I when I watched him play, it was like, dang, he can. He was like kind of like a smaller version of Damani Dawson. So if you get for people that aren't up in age, Damani Dawson was in the modern era the first center or one of the first that could snap and pull. Then you had like Jeff Christie. Then you had some other guys. Well, I think, Jason Kelce took it to another level where he was able to block downfield and do all the other stuff that he was able to do in line. And then his leadership skills. And, the way that, as far as center position and all that, he was just like you talk about DP, him being Philly. Look, you ever see him come to the game? He come in like flip-flops, gray sweatpants, T-shirt.
He's mastered every man.
Right.
And quite frankly, as he said, made dad bods sexy again.
Right. He's very comfortable in his skin. Right. He is who he is. And, you obviously got to be happy for him. I'm sure it was a hard decision. But I also think the state of the Philadelphia Eagles probably accelerated that decision. Why? Is because a lot of the players that he came up through the ranks with probably most likely will be gone. Mm-hmm. The Fletcher Cox, Lane Johnson, Brandon Graham, and some other really good players, right? All pro, Pro Bowl players for financial reasons. I mean, salary cap reasons. Philly most likely won't bring him back, and he probably seen the transition in that team. And so it's hard for him to probably go and play somewhere else.
If you're the GM for Philadelphia, is that the move you'd make, or would you stand fast and kind of?
I would try to bring those guys back, but Fletcher Cox out there on the free agent market, you're not going to be able to max. You're not able to do that. You got, Brown. You got some issues with him at receiver, so that's it's a indirect contract issue. You got to either draft or put money into your linebackers. Then I'm bringing back Lane Johnson. I think he's a Hall of Fame right tackle. And then Brandon Graham, who's a guy that, you look, the older he gets, the better he gets. I would have found a way to bring them all back.
Because
I think that's what they did this year.
They're not far from a Super Bowl team. No. So, again, that thing, if you get close to being a Super Bowl team,
listen,
you better stay. You better enjoy it, stay and get to work.
But it already let me know that they weren't really there when they were when they let their Hassan Reddick said you could either seek a trade. Once they tell you can seek a trade, you're telling the team we'll eventually cut him. Now, if somebody really wants you or needs you at that pay rate, but here's the thing: if I'm a player, if I know you're trading for me, I know you will pay me with a new contract. So I'm just gonna do that.
How is that? Because then it becomes more that Philly is the team that says the moment a player says that he can do better elsewhere, they free you to be elsewhere because they think that they can do. They say, "Come here and we'll win," or you can go elsewhere.
That was different. And Hassan Reddick didn't want to leave. They called him and said, "Listen, whatever." Called his agent, said you could seek a trade. Now, did his agent maybe ask for a pay raise? Maybe so. He's made 2 back-to-back Pro Bowls. He's been double-digit sacks the last couple years, and he probably knows Brandon Graham is going to be gone. So there is a time to do that.
That's so cold-blooded, though.
But
what do you think about it?
But right. Like, hey, you exceeded your contract. How dare you ask for more money? So matter of fact, since you want to get your worth, hey, go somewhere else.
That is cold.
But for Jason Kelce, when he sees that, he knows it's not going to be the same team. Yeah. So how close they were when they lost to Tampa, they actually are very far.
Yeah.
And this is where they might make a problem or have a problem. Jalen Hurts isn't ready to be that dude yet. It was Jason Kelce that was the guy that set the tempo. Once you take that away and you have a quarterback that's not ready to be that, then you're looking at, okay, eventually they're going to implode and push the red button and blow the whole thing up. I would have brought him back because if I'm Philly,
mm-hmm.
I'm not scared of San Francisco.
No.
I'm not scared of Dallas.
No.
I'm not scared of what I mean is
I should have been scared of Tampa, but I failed.
Right. But at that time it already been going downhill. So I'm not scared of Detroit. So I'm trying to find a way to bring these dudes back because I said, listen, if we fix ourselves, right? We had a new coordinator and a new defensive coordinator or new offensive defensive coordinator. We remedied that, right? We got Kellen Moore and Vic Fangio. We can win a Super Bowl.
This is where we can circle it and then draw the line because the center transition in the NFL is so likely to connect to the new leadership at the quarterback position. Always. I'm old enough to remember Lynn Haas being with the Washington Redskins. Right. And Joe Theismann coming in being the young quarterback. And Haas saying Joe Theismann didn't lead in a way that was going to lead to production. They go and get Jeff Bostic. Bostic comes in. Haas is out the door. Joe Theismann becomes the MVP.
Right.
Same for Pittsburgh. Before Dabani got there. Remember, that's the Webster transition era. And the same thing fell in line. It goes through. It always happens. And people forget. And I think that Jason Kelce is actually saying, hey, Cam Jurgens, it's time.
Oh, I'm sure. I mean, I don't think that's why he retired. I think he listen, the one thing about him, man, I will tell you this. Jason Kelce looks like a good vet. That means he knows, and I think they probably talked to him. This guy is going to be your eventual replacement. And to be honest with you, guards get paid more than centers.
Yeah, is he ready? Yeah.
So really, if I'm Jurgens, I might just stay at guard, and then once he then get paid and then go to center, then I'm the highest paid center already. But I think Cam will do fine. I just think if I'm Philly, I would have ran it back one more time.
Yep.
I would have ran it back one more time.
Yep.
I would have ran. You're not gonna win it with what you got right now.
Yeah, ask Buffalo if they should have ran it back one more time with what they had before they dismantled that thing.
Oh, you're talking about with
Kelly and company.
Yeah.
Ask them because they were closer then than they've ever been since.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah. Well, obviously I know, but yeah.
Yeah. Right.
They were close then. Again, they just needed a little bit of reshape there, and sometimes you can be so successful that success becomes like you become entitled to.
Hello, Nebraska. How are you?
And then, yeah, and then you can make some decisions in the moment that you end up regretting. So.
Sir, Jay Foreman, this is Lincoln, Nebraska. What do you mean?
Yeah, well, those dudes ain't in power no more. So
there we go.
Yeah, you be a football school and academia comes along with it. So, anyways, Jay Foreman, DP, Austin Norman, take a quick break. Bottom of the hour. We'll be right back.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Load up on meat and more this winter at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese at 84th and Havelock. This week's special through March 5th is fresh cut chuck roast for just $5.99 per pound and 29% off all soap and skincare products. And don't forget about lunch on Fired Up Friday from 11 a.m. till 2 p.m. Locations at 84th and Havelock and 30th and Yankee Hill in Lincoln, or at 168th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
If you're in Seward or Milford, listen up. Select Plumbing is now servicing your area with no trip charges from Lincoln. Select Plumbing works on a variety of issues for your home and business, including general plumbing, water heaters, faucet and fixture repair, underground sewer and water repairs, backflow testing, and more. Keep your property free from leaks and other issues. Call today for a free estimate, 402-560-6197. It's not just Lincoln, Waverly, and the surrounding area anymore. It's also Seward and Milford with no trip charges. Contact Select Plumbing to inquire at 402-560-6197.
Introducing The Outlet by Sartor Heyman. The Outlet brings you luxurious Sartor Heyman quality jewelry at unbeatable prices. Shop our expansive inventory of overstocked merchandise and a vast estate collection that just hasn't found its home yet. This is your chance to own stunning designer jewelry at a fraction of the cost. Elevate your style at The Outlet by Sartor Heyman, where luxury and affordability meet. Downtown at 12th and O or online at sartorheyman.com.
Landmark Implement is your local authorized John Deere dealer. Landmark's trained and certified sales staff will help you find the right equipment for your needs at a price that's right for you, all backed by Landmark's extensive parts and service network. Whether it's a tractor, planter, combine, an easy track lawnmower, or gator, every piece of equipment in pre-owned inventory is put through a rigorous inspection so it's ready to work hard for you. Landmark's team works together to make sure everything that is sold meets their quality standards. Learn more at landmarkimp.com or stop into a local Landmark location and experience the Landmark difference.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Hi, Sean Callahan here of HuskerOnline.com, inviting you to join us here on 93.7 The Ticket every Saturday morning now. In our new time, we're on from 8 to 9 with the weekly Husker Online radio show. We'll give you the latest in recruiting. We'll talk about what's going on with both football, basketball, and we'll probably share a few stories from the inside. It's every Saturday morning right here on 93.7 The Ticket. It's the Husker Online radio show from 8 to 9 a.m.
Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits is now open in Lincoln. Shop our expansive collection of wine, beer, spirits, and cigars at 5040 North 27th Street. From top shelf liquor to crowd favorite beer, Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits has a beverage for every taste and every budget. Plus, join our loyalty program to earn rewards and save on future purchases. Shop Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits at 5040 North 27th Street in Lincoln. That's 5040 North 27th Street.
At Fairway Meat Market, your family. And as part of the family, they want to save you money in your meat and groceries. Now, through March 10th, enjoy USDA Choice T-bone steaks for $8.99 per pound, all natural St. Louis style ribs for $1.99 per pound, USDA Choice whole beef brisket for $3.99 per pound, and all the way to St. Patrick's Day, fresh Reuben bratwursts are back. That's all at Fairway Meat Market in the Rockledge Square Shopping Center, just south of 84th and Van Dorn.
When you were a kid, clubs were cool. Robotics club and space club and stuff like that. But what do adults get? Book clubs and quilting clubs? Nah, forget that. How about margarita clubs and old-fashioned clubs? Get to Upside Bar and Lounge for the best clubs in town. Try all 10 varieties of Upside margaritas or old fashions and take home a free souvenir glass. Grab the whole crew and pair it with taco night on Mondays or whiskey Wednesdays. Upside Bar and Lounge at 29th and Pine Lake.
Action Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electric is the call I make when I have a need for plumbing services. Whether it's for my home or office, if I need a repair to a water heater, softener, or even my garbage disposal, I know I can count on Action to help. In one simple call, their amazing customer service team promptly schedules a service call, often getting to my needs within a day. Action delivers honest quality services we can count on. To learn more, visit actionlincoln.com.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize before participating in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the K&TK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeit. Thank you for participating in our contest, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
Back to Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We're back, Jay Foreman, DP, bottom of the hour. Quick segment, then we got the top of the hour. And then Coach Bird of the Supernovas comes in. And at the top of the 5 o'clock hour, I think.
Yep, appears to be.
And see what she has thoughts on the Supernovas. What are they, 6-3 right now?
6-3, sitting on top of the Pro Volleyball Federation.
There it is.
Yeah.
Most likely probably get a home. Is it a home game if they get to?
So there before they'd be if it went
Top
today,
four,
they'd be the top
number one.
seed.
Yeah.
They'd be the top seed, which means they'd be at home. And then of course if they won that one, they'd be at home. It's a long season.
Just getting started.
Here's what I know about Coach Bird. She is a one game at a time coach.
Yeah, you should be.
She didn't even want to hype up Atlanta. Like going to Atlanta to beat the team that was sitting at number one. She didn't want to hype up going to Grand Rapids and beating the undefeated Grand Rapids team. She didn't want to hype it up. She is not a hype machine. She is, oh no, now we know how good we are.
Yeah.
We ain't got no excuse now. I was like, that's cold-blooded, coach.
Hey man, that's
But she's got some Jay Foreman in her too. So that's it's fun to talk to her.
Yeah, a couple of little housekeeping notes. Last time Lincoln won a Class A state championship, 2003, Lincoln High over Lincoln Southeast.
Imagine two Lincoln teams in the
Are
state.
you serious?
I looked it up. I replied to that text. I had to look it up.
I know Northeast used to be really good.
Northeast had a run in the late 90s.
Yeah, they won like 4 in a row or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But there wasn't as many schools back then either. Southwest wasn't around, and there's only like 3 schools you could go to. Also, let's not for you Broncos fans out there, your Broncos
pour some out
have decided to cut Russell Wilson.
Pour some out for the homies that didn't make it.
You're gonna have $85 million of dead money because you guys decided to try to snake oil sales my man into doing something knowing dang well you shouldn't. 85, you are done. You're done.
This
isn't. You can't trade a player to get draft choices. You can't sign free agents. You can't even keep the dudes that you got. $85 million of dead money.
And that's inclusive of even if he goes somewhere else.
Yeah, this is just he just leaving
on the clock.
This is just Russell Wilson. I'm still here, but I'm not here.
Yeah.
It's like he dookied it in the bag, left it in the corner. It's like, dang,
he go to practice.
Somebody have to clean that up.
He got peanuts. He got peanuts in the whole shell.
Yeah.
And he's just leaving shells everywhere.
Now it's 85.
Clean this up.
It's $85 million over the next 2 seasons, but dang.
No, it's $49 million next year.
Right.
$49 million next year.
Look, Sierra, go ahead.
Listen.
Go ahead with your bad self.
They have the quarterbacks that had the most dead money when they got cut. Carson Wentz, 33.8. Tom Brady when he retired, 35.1. Okay, that was worth it. Carson Wentz, not so much. Aaron Rodgers, $40 million. Matt Ryan, $40 million, 40.5.
They did my boy dirty.
Russell Wilson, 85, twice as much, twice and some change. $85 million.
Here's the thing that gets buried in this. The Broncos haven't done the rest of the work anyway. Like they hadn't done the work like they did with Peyton and having the best defense in the league.
Yeah.
They haven't done that. So you really you are like, what's the dude from Little Rascals who just throws money out the window? You know the meme? Spanky.
Oh.
He's just throwing money out the window. I expect that meme immediately of the Broncos. Just somebody putting a Broncos jersey on Spanky and just watching him throw money out the window.
The biggest decision if the Broncos take the big hit this year or next year. You might as well just take it right now. Right? But Sean Payton ain't going nowhere.
But how do you sell that? Look, you have the Avalanche winning Stanley Cups.
They ain't
you
worried
have the
about
Nuggets. You have the Nuggets winning NBA Finals. Oh, by the way,
Here at the Rockies too. Don't forget about them.
well, didn't they make the playoffs recently?
No.
I was joking. Fantastic. Well done.
Yeah.
Well done.
Well, now it's up to see who signs Russell Wilson. That's going to mess up the draft. So,
their whole
we'll see.
Web Blanket, you're right. For that kind of money, he's keeping the office. Yeah. Just to be vented.
Hey man, I hear you 11-1-1-5-1. That's why we can't get rid of Diggs. That's the only option we got on offense. We got to keep you because Gabe Davis is about to get paid. Anyways, Jay Foreman, DP. We're going to take a quick break. 5:00. Coach Bird.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
At Fairway Meat Market, your family. And as part of the family, they want to save you money in your meat and groceries. Now, through March 10th, enjoy USDA Choice T-bone steaks for $8.99 per pound. All natural St. Louis-style ribs for $1.99 per pound. USDA Choice whole beef brisket for $3.99 per pound. And all the way to St. Patrick's Day, fresh Reuben bratwursts are back. That's all at Fairway Meat Market in the Rockledge Square Shopping Center, just south of 84th and Van Dorn.
If your home heating system is making strange noises or just doesn't work like it should, call your friends at Bryant Air Conditioning and Heating. Sign up for Bryant's exclusive ESP service protection plan. You'll get twice annual complete and thorough service on all brands, and you'll never pay overtime charges on evenings, weekends, or holidays. Schedule your heating check today and ask about Bryant's ESP plan to save money. Call 467-1111 or go to BryantLincoln.com. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. We do whatever it takes.
Okay, it's time to sell the house. How do we even begin to choose from the hundreds of realtors in town?
Easy. We make a pros list.
You mean a pros and cons list?
No, just a pros list. We need someone with pro photography to showcase the house in the best possible way, pro marketing to make sure we get maximum exposure, pro negotiations so we know we get the best price.
This is one of those times where you already know the right answer, isn't it?
You know it is. Ben Bleicher and Professional Realty Group.
Contact Ben Bleicher and the team at Professional Realty Group of Berkshire Hathaway's Home Services Ambassador. Online at prg-ne.com.
Are you working in or looking to get into the electrical construction industry? The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Sponsored by John Henry's Plumbing, Heating, and Air Conditioning.
The Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see partly sunny skies. It will be breezy, though, but mild. We'll see a high around 61. Tonight, mainly clear skies and an overnight low around 30. And tomorrow, mostly sunny skies return. We'll see less wind, too, and an afternoon high around 60. I'm meteorologist Kyle Clucker for 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
The countdown is on for the biggest tournament in college basketball. The clock is ticking, and a whopping $1 million is waiting for you. Warhorse Festival of Games is giving you a chance to earn the bragging rights of a lifetime. Oh, and one massive jackpot. Will your bracket beat them all? Here's how it works. Rack up bonus bracket entries by hitting the slots and placing sports and racing wagers starting March 1st at Warhorse Casino. Lock in your winning picks online after the teams are announced March 17th. Then activate your brackets in person at Warhorse Casino Lincoln by the 24th. The best brackets will win prizes each week, and a perfect bracket puts $1 million in your pocket. Get all the dates and details at warhorsecasino.com. Plus even more ways to score big. Only at Warhorse Casino Lincoln. Minutes from downtown at Highway 77 and West Denton Road. Must be 21 or older to gamble. Gambling problem? Call 1-833-BET-OVER.
February is National Pet Dental Health Month. At Parkview Animal Hospital, their skilled doctors and staff can help identify and treat a wide range of dental issues. If your pet is showing signs of bad breath, abnormal chewing or drooling, reduced appetite, or refusal to eat, now is a great time to speak to a member of their team and help get your pet back on track to a healthy lifestyle. Call Parkview Animal Hospital today at 402-423-6939 to learn more about their discounts on dental cleanings, procedures, and hygiene products.
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is Old School, sponsored by the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese. Broadcasting veteran Derek Pearson.
When you find something that moves them, that makes them smile, celebrate it. That's your task. That's your superpower.
Nebraska Football Hall of Famer Jay Foreman.
Rifles a pass. It was tipped. It's picked off by Foreman. He's at the 15, 10, 5. He'll score!
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back. Hour number 2 of Old School on a Monday, and we thank you folks for hanging out with us. 402-464-5685. Sorry to hit the text line. You want to be a part of what we're doing. Greatly appreciate it. Austin Orman, if you would, please, kind sir, let him know about the Mercado.
Sure thing. Every type of meat, every type of cut. 84th and Havelock and 30th and Yankee Hill in Lincoln, 168th and Maple up in Omaha. 3 locations for you to get all your favorite certified Piedmontese beefs, porks, all the cuts. Like Jay says, every type of meat, every type of cut. And, of course, Fired Up Fridays, 11 to 2 lunch specials. Get you some.
We're going to have to get some for the Supernovas. We're going to have to get them. Somebody will have to cook it, though. That will have to be the thing. Austin Norman, if you would, please, shout out Aloe Fiber.
How about him? Channel 961. Okay, is where you can watch us. We have streams up and running for you. And this is statewide, right? Used to be 951 just in Lincoln.
Mm-hmm.
You add 10 numbers to the old channel. And hey, look at that. We're statewide. They sponsor our VIP line, where I believe we're about to turn our attention. Local, great experience, local heart. Big shout out, Aloe Fiber.
Let's bring her in. She leads the Omaha Supernovas, who currently lead the Pro Volleyball Federation with a record of 6-3. Coach Bird, what's up, Coach?
Hi, how are you guys?
It's a good time on a Monday, and I have to get reaccustomed to being in studio. We've been on the road so much that I have to reacquaint myself to everything.
Yeah, it doesn't feel quite at home there, huh?
Yeah, it's a thing, and I do want to recall a conversation because you and I were talking, and you're a sports talk radio fan, and I think it would be a great opportunity to have you with your own show.
Oh, I mean, I think I need to ease into it, but my own show, like in general, or just come over there.
I think you and it could be you and Coach Saunders. It could be you and a different player each week. It could be you and a different coach. There are all sorts. I mean, you're a sports fan. This is what I've figured out on the road with you, is that you're an actual sports fan. So
yeah,
I think you would have some really good takes on most of the things that are going on in sports.
Yeah, but good takes or entertaining takes. I mean, that's a fine line. The fine line of what that would sound like.
And that's exactly why it would be good, is that you know that there's a difference, because not a lot of people do.
Yeah, I mean, that could get some blurred lines. I like it, though. Yeah, I mean, I have no problem. It doesn't even have to be sports, just talk radio in general. Just the podcast generation now, the radio. I don't know why I've always loved the radio.
Well, I think you might be built for it. And here's the thing. I want to go through and let some of the folks know as well. So what was your before we get into the coaching aspect of it, what was your athletic background going to high school and college, the things that you loved?
I come from a basketball family. So my dad was my basketball coach. And so I think basketball has always been that. Michael Jordan, love him. He's like my all-time favorite. So that's a whole debate that we could get into. But, so I don't know. I just grew up in sports, and basketball was like first love. And then my sister and I didn't play basketball in college because my dad was our basketball coach in high school. So we were like, dip out. And we just played volleyball. But it's funny. It all worked out, right?
How did you?
So yeah, and then I ended up at Kansas, which is like obviously mecca of basketball, which just feels like home to me now. So it's just funny. It's all how the world led me down this path.
How did you choose where you went to college? What was the recruiting process, and how did you choose? How did you end up on your choice?
I was like the recruiter I can't stand. I didn't do anything for my recruiting process, and my sister was 2 years older than me, and so she had already gone to college. And so then I based my decision on location, and I wanted to go to a big city and be somewhere warm. And I ended up in Atlanta because they had the Olympic dorms from the '96 Olympics at Georgia Tech.
That's a perfect reason. That makes perfect sense.
And then it was just a perfect storm because Shelton recruited this baller class that it was like you wouldn't have seen it on paper. But the way he recruits, obviously, just like this roster, our staff and team, we ended up being, our class of 5 ended up being like arguably one of the best classes to go through there at Georgia Tech. And we went like Sweet 16, Elite 8, Sweet 16. So yeah, I mean, it was a great experience. I think all of athletics at Georgia Tech. That's when their men's basketball team went to the Final Four.
Yeah, that's a good run.
Yeah, I mean, it was a good little stint. It was like the golden years back then.
What would you have been as a basketball player at Georgia Tech?
Well, what's funny is for the 5th year they needed a 5, and I'm more of like I played 1 through 4. I played pretty much all of them, but I would probably have been the 3 or 4, like a 3-4 there. But my best friend, she actually played in the spring after fall and volleyball. She played as a 5 for them because she was 6'4" and played basketball through high school too. She actually picked up and played basketball, and I was like so upset. I wanted to so bad. Like we went to a couple practices, but they ended up taking her because she's more of a 5.
Oh, see, this is all the more intriguing now because now I can actually see this happening along the way. Having your dad as a coach, how much of your coaching philosophy, your culture comes from your dad?
It's funny. Did we talk about this?
No.
I kind of think we talked about it last week. I think that the way that he coaches and just like basketball in general and why I'm kind of built the way I am or mentally trained the way I am is because of that. But I wouldn't say I'm like a tough coach. I'm very matter of fact. So yeah, it's like a fine line. But I'm not a yeller. I don't freak out that much. But I'm like a mini Jim. He passed away in 2010. But there are things about the way I am and the way I coach that I channel him. I can feel it happening. Like when I'm like inside, like losing my mind, I just don't let it out.
I don't think this is what's interesting. So a big part of, and Austin, the last time that Coach Bird came on Old School, we were talking about the demeanor, her ability to kind of to stay balanced and fluid in no matter what the situation. So in Atlanta, on the road against the team that was sitting at the top of the Federation, in a match where it could have been hyped, and Coach Bird chose not to hype it and just represent it as a, you know what, it's just the next mission. We get there, and a lot of the things that went wrong, the players and coaches didn't control. So the system that judges didn't work. And there were moments early in the game that could have derailed everything. And what happened was Coach Bird simply redirected and said, okay, we don't control that, get it done. Listen, shout out to you for that, because I watched their coach kind of lose it and lose his focus. Where does that come from? The ability to just say next mission, next point, next point.
I think just that's the way I've always been, even as like a coach and even as a player. Like I've always just kind of ignored the refs and ignored like the bad calls, the things that are going to happen that are outside of your control, and even more so as a coach, not in place. And there's times that I've had to step in and say something, and there's a demeanor about it, though. To me, it's like, why am I going to freak out and stress people out that are already probably stressed? I have to make these calls. it's funny because we talked about it. Betty always wants me, you need to fight. You need to fight more. And I said, look what just happened. This was in the locker room afterwards. I'm like, well, look what happened. I go, they totally had our back. They were like on our side, and we ended up just winning 3-0. Whether or not all the calls went our way, like at the end of the day, I would rather have conversations and dialogue with the ref or someone at the scores table or whatever's happening after whatever happens, because there's too much heightened emotion. Now, the flip side of all this is I love watching people freak out and get yellow cards, like basketball. Like seeing coaches get teed up, like fires me up. But I don't do that. I just don't. I'm not wired that way, but I love it. It's so funny. Inside I get there, I just don't let it out. I don't know why. I don't know where I learned it, but it's just the way that I function. It's the way that it's entertaining to me myself, actually.
From courtside, the vantage is helpful. Some people would rather broadcast from up because you can see everything and all the movement. But I think the benefit of being courtside is that I get to hear the interactions and the engagement, and I get to hear the conversations between coaches and players. And here's the thing that you also do. Your voice, you have figured out, and I don't know if you do it on purpose, but you speak when the room is quietest rather than trying to communicate over the crowd. You find a way to get close to players, close to officials, close to coaches, and then you communicate. Is that on purpose?
Again, I think it's probably a timing thing more than anything. But yeah, you have to let things calm. Also, like the momentum and the emotion of a game, you don't need to add to it. So it's like you don't need to pour gasoline on a fire if everyone's freaking out. So then you'd rather like pull them in or talk to them. I do think there is something to be said about controlling your tone and even like how you say things, especially in that atmosphere, because like if someone's pursuing a ball, this is not instructional. This is like just what happens. This is something that I do know I pay attention to. If they're charging towards us, or like I very calmly say, you got it, you got it, you got it, because then they know they're good. Like if you're very calm, they know they're not going to slam into anything, and they can feel where you're at because you're saying it. And the way now, if I start screaming it, and it's like, then it distresses them, and they feel like they have to look. But like if you speak controlled, then they know they're controlled.
Yeah.
Like I always slow my tone or the way I'm saying something when there's a heavy pursuit or something. Like it happened at home. Ran into Thomas and I, but made the play, and then we just pushed her back out there because she knew everything was fine, and we were right there.
Yeah.
We just caught her. She played the ball, and then we caught her, and we just pushed her back out. But I didn't like freak out and stand up and whatever. I just was like, you got it, you got it, you got it. She made the play, and we just caught her and pushed her back out there. There's that. I mean, that I intentionally do.
Yeah.
But the actual instruction and timing of all the other things, it's probably just situational.
Yeah, there's so much good to it. We're talking to Coach Bird from the Omaha Supernovas. And again, Coach, sitting on top of first place, and I know it's more important to finish there than to be there currently. And I know that you are very focused and mission purpose along that. But the emotional side of of getting a win in Atlanta and watching players that you chose, you had a plan for them, and then to watch it come to life. That we know that 3-set wins sweeps are going to be rare in this federation.
Mm-hmm.
Like we know that. When a team like Omaha sweeps a team like Atlanta, there's some long range effect on it. And it's a big statement. You were more emotional after the game in that you now can coach and speak to how good this team really can be because they showed it on a big opportunity on the road against a tough opponent. What's the message? Is this now the mission carried forward is, hey, listen, this is how good we can be. I'm now going to hold you to it.
Yeah, I mean, the bar, I know I said it to you afterwards, the bar has been set. And I think the biggest challenge for any team is the consistency of that performance and what it takes to lock in and execute at that level, manage your energy and your focus at that level. And that is, I mean, yeah, you said it too. This is like the first half of the season. That's what we just completed. And now it's kind of like, to me, we're back at the drawing board. We get back in the gym today, and it's like a lot of competition. We're training, but like, what level are we starting at? Where are we at? And that's what you have to check yourself every day, because you can't just go through the motions and think you're going to play that way and execute at that level when you think you've arrived. And so I think that's any team's challenge. And we fortunately have tons of talent in our gym. And so our competition can be very high level on a daily basis. But if you're not focused and locked in, it can be very frustrating and not pretty. So I think that's the challenge of any team when you're training, is to refocus and continue to find your consistency.
Sitting at the top of the league, and you made personnel decisions for the starting rotation and then didn't have to go to your bench, which has got to be a blessing and a curse at the same time, because one, you get to rest people and they get to rehab and recover, but you never once had to look down the bench to go, oh, I need to make a change. You simply let the people who were on the floor get the job done, and they responded. Is that expected?
I think it's expected. I mean, any one of the players of our 14, when they get put in a match or given those opportunities, they want to execute and they want to maintain that role. And so I'm proud of that group, and I'm proud of the whole team. And I said it in the locker room. Like, I know it's tough. I know it's tough when players don't get in or they're not the ones on the court. But the reason our team is so good and the reason that they were able to execute it at the level they did against Atlanta is because of our whole roster. Like, it's the way we train. It's the way they compete against each other. It's the productivity of the conversations in the huddles. Like, they are giving each other more feedback and helping each other out more than anything that we really say as coaches. That is why we're such a good team. And that's what I said in the locker room. Like, yes, I'm proud of, like, the whole team, because the reason why those 6 players were able to execute, 7 players were able to execute the way they did was because of all of us. Like, it was everybody. And they always say 17 strong, and it's true. I think it's 18 strong now, so that's good.
Yeah, you just keep getting better, and the rotation is more formed. Coach Bird, it's interesting to me that the personalities of this roster, you've got a little bit of everything on this roster: player type, personnel type, personality type. So I'm going to put you on the hot seat, and I know coaches hate to do this, which is exactly why I'm doing it, to ask you to identify some different personality types on this team. Fair enough? You ready?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, who's the funniest player on the team?
Oh, I thought you were going to be like, asking me like who my favorite is. What do you mean I hate doing
I already know that
straight
answer.
entertainment.
Yeah, I know that
this
answer.
This is like
already.
straight entertainment for me. Oh, God. The funniest on the team?
Yes.
Probably, well, just everybody, Jazz, because she can just do stuff. I guess hers isn't funny. It's like she can lighten the mood, or she's just like her energy.
Uh-huh.
But funny, like just like funny, Maggie Cartwright.
Yeah.
And again, I don't even know if it's because she's funny. She's just like a wild card.
You never know what you're getting.
That she says.
Yeah.
Oh, I was coaching her at the end of the practice today, and I just was like, I wish we could have videotaped the faces we just made at each other. Like, she's just crazy. She's hilarious. So Maggie Cartwright, I go with that.
Who's going to be the next great coach on your roster?
Coach. I think that the next great coach, I think Nati or Sid, both. I mean, I could see both of them because of their personalities, which is the way they are. I think either of them, Sid just breaks the game down and just the way she thinks and processes. But Nati, I feel like she already does kind of coach. Like, she has a good way of like just communicating and meshing with people.
I can't say that I disagree, because that's kind of the personality of and how she drives this thing. Through all of this, what you've done as the interim head coach and taking over and holding the team together and then advancing the team, what's been the biggest piece of friction that you've had to overcome in getting the team to 6-3?
I don't even know if it's friction, but I think it's just the inevitable roles. of the team. I think that's always going to be a challenge for coaches. And at this level, they're all the best of the best. And so I think that, but again, we have a great support staff. We have Doc Woodman that he works with us and he works with them. I think that has really helped and identifying role clarity and things like that. But it's also just the communication. It's still the reminder that it's not personal and we're competing and we're all here, we're in it together. But it's easy to say that stuff, but to live it, and that's why I give our whole roster props all the time. The reason where we are where we are right now is because of everyone on this roster. And so it's just that, like us as coaches, being consistent with our communication, consistent at helping everyone improve and training everyone so that they're ready for their opportunities. I think that is probably the biggest challenge.
I think to not bury the lead, but I am extremely impressed by your ability to manage personalities, game situations, and then the stuff away from the floor that can often get in the way of success. You have built a team and then created a culture in which the team could grow. This is a great collection of players. They're being well led. The results show up on the court. Coach, it's been just joyful to watch to this point. And then Friday, we take off and head to Orlando. What can be expected with the Supernovas and the Valkyries?
It's going to be another great match. I think these matches, if you guys have been following as fans and watching, the level of play keeps the bar keeps rising, and Orlando's a really good team. They're very good. They're starting to use their middles even more. I mean, they're going to be a well-balanced team, and it's going to come down to our execution. But it will be a battle, and we know that. We have to always keep managing loads of players, so we'll see what lineup they have out there because they've had a couple back-to-back matches now, so that always is. That's what you have to pay attention because their lineups could change at any point, and so we just have to be prepared for whatever personnel they put out there.
Coach, I'm looking forward to it. Again, it's been one heck of a run and one heck of a ride. I appreciate, as I told you face to face, I appreciate you allowing us to kind of ride shotgun and just experience what this is all about and tell some of these really cool stories about women's professional volleyball and the game itself, and then the players and coaches involved. Thank you so much for what you do.
For sure. Well, we appreciate you guys, and we're going to get a time set up. I'm going to come over there. I'll be in the studio at some point here.
We have until Friday. So we want you to come in and see it and meet everybody so they know who you are. And then you and I can sit and talk about getting you a show that you can kind of share your opinions and your experiences. I think these are stories worth being shared.
Well, we'll work on it. We'll put it all together. I have faith in you. You can lead me down the right path.
There we go. We got you covered. That's Coach Bird from the Omaha Supernovas. Coach, thank you very much. We'll see you later in the week.
Thank you. Have a good one.
We will do our best. Coach Laura Bird-Coon, and she's leading the Omaha Supernovas. They currently sit in first place. We'll throw it to break. Jay Foreman will join us. We'll come back and bring you more Old School here on The Ticket.
Watch Old School live on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Load up on meat and more this winter at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese at 84th and Havelock. This week's special through March 5th is fresh cut chuck roast for just $5.99 per pound and 29% off all soap and skincare products. And don't forget about lunch on Fired Up Friday from 11 a.m. till 2 p.m. Locations at 84th and Havelock and 30th and Yankee Hill in Lincoln, or at 168th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
Introducing The Outlet by Sartor Heyman. The Outlet brings you luxurious Sartor-Hamann quality jewelry at unbeatable prices. Shop our expansive inventory of overstocked merchandise and a vast estate collection that just hasn't found its home yet. This is your chance to own stunning designer jewelry at a fraction of the cost. Elevate your style at The Outlet by Sartor-Hamann, where luxury and affordability meet. Downtown at 12th and O or online at sartorhamann.com.
Hi everyone, Kendall Warnock, A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. The last few years have been wild, but we've been here for you through all the ups and downs, and we'll be here for you when you need us the most, for all your travels and for your day-to-day driving. With winter conditions causing problems all over town, the last thing anyone needs this year is constant car troubles. Let us help you drive in peace and make sure you drive to work and to winter destinations safe. A1 Automotive, 11th and L Street downtown, always honest answers.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
My dream was to work in commercial banking, but it required a college degree and I didn't have one. I found out that Doane had classes for adult learners on the Lincoln campus and online. So I earned my bachelor's degree, and 5 months later, I landed my dream job. I decided to continue my education, and now I'm working on my MBA at Doane. For me, the Doane experience has been life-changing.
The countdown is on for the biggest tournament in college basketball. The clock is ticking, and a whopping $1 million is waiting for you. Warhorse Festival of Games is giving you a chance to earn the bragging rights of a lifetime. Oh, and one massive jackpot. Will your bracket beat them all? Here's how it works. Rack up bonus bracket entries by hitting the slots and placing sports and racing wagers starting March 1st at Warhorse Casino. Lock in your winning picks online after the teams are announced March 17th. Then activate your brackets in person at Warhorse Casino Lincoln by the 24th. The best brackets will win prizes each week, and a perfect bracket puts $1 million in your pocket. Get all the dates and details at warhorsecasino.com. Plus even more ways to score big. Only at Warhorse Casino Lincoln. Minutes from downtown at Highway 77 and West Denton Road. Must be 21 or older to gamble. Gambling problem? Call 1-833-BET-OVER.
Action Plumbing, Heating, Air, and Electric brings exciting career opportunities for you or someone you know. They are now hiring plumbers, electricians, and HVAC techs and installers to continually build their professional team. They offer competitive pay and full benefits packages that include health, dental, vision, PTO, and 401k options. Action has created a positive team environment for over 50 years. Apply online at actionlincoln.com.
Garage doors can be expensive. Are you keeping yours in the best condition possible? This is Cameron Hall with Doors Plus. Doors Plus is a locally owned business that prides itself on the fast, reliable, and friendly service. Doors Plus offers flexible scheduling so you can book an appointment that fits your busy day. My team and I will come out to your property, both commercial and residential, and provide you with the necessary information you need to make sure your garage door is in working and smooth condition. Give Doors Plus a call today at 402-590-5800 to book an appointment and learn more about our preventative maintenance plans. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
Working at Continental in Lincoln isn't a job, it's a career. And right now, they've raised wages again, and they're hiring for production operators at $24.62 per hour, which grows to $28.97 per hour within 3 years. Skilled trade positions now start at $33.36 per hour, with opportunities to make more based on certifications. Continental also has salary jobs available and great benefits, plus medical and prescription costs at very low premiums. Dental, vision, and life insurance are offered at no premium cost to the associates, with increased bonuses and vacation for new hires. To learn more or apply, go to continentaljobs.com with keyword Lincoln. Come work at Continental today.
Spring often marks the beginning of severe weather, which can lead to power outages. LES wants you to be prepared before the storm. Restock your emergency kit. Update your info with LES, and if you encounter an outage, report it at les.com/report.
Hey guys, Jake Sorensen here from Early Break. The garage door at our house has been needing replacement for a couple years, and a few months ago, we finally did something about it. Steve's Garage Doors and Services was great through the whole process in providing options and also going to the next level to get a door that was approved by our HOA. And best of all, the removal of the old door and installation of the new door was done smoothly with no issues. Call Steve's Garage Doors and Services today at 402-480-2840.
Back to Old School with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
What up? We're back. Jay Foreman, DP, Austin Orman, second segment, 5 o'clock hour, Old School. Want to thank Coach Bird for coming on, excuse me. Obviously, telling us about the ins and outs of the Supernovas. Obviously, it's a great interview anyways. And, being the interim coach, she was definitely from the outside looking in. DP, you're a lot closer than I am, obviously. Yeah. But seems like, once she kind of stepped in after, I think, the first game, the team definitely has taken to her coaching style and her, style of play and so forth and so on.
I mean, just listening to her, you kind of get, like, when I say she's got some Jay Foreman in her, that sort of coaching mentality, that I get it, and it's my job to just not screw up talented people.
Yeah.
Like, she gets it. So yeah, she's a great choice. She's a great addition to Nebraska, because I guarantee you this, if you are a woman's volleyball coach in high school in the state of Nebraska, you want to be around the Supernovas. And I know that Coach Renee Saunders, again, who's she's won 9 straight state titles.
Yeah.
The two of them get together, and it's a lab, man. It's a science lab.
Yeah. Yeah. Just, the conversations that they can have are just next level. They're talking about things that, you can only dream of from a volleyball aspect. So she's done a really good job, and probably will, obviously will continue to do so. But DP, in this segment, we're going to jump in, obviously, to Husker basketball. Both the women's and men's team played yesterday. Obviously, they went 1-1. We'll jump into the women's first. It's hard to, I think what people don't understand, going on the road in the Big Ten is hard, whether you're men's or women's. I was listening to the Big Ten and talking to some guys in the Big Ten, and they're talking about the difference of the way the game's officiated, whether you're a home or away team. And it's definitely different, right? And that's I guess, just part of home court advantage. And then also with Nebraska, stifling Illinois the first time that they played, and the Illinois obviously had 3 victories over tournament teams, since then. So obviously they found something in their recipe. And then you play them at home on senior day, so forth and so on. And then lose it right at the end. And, it was weird because you start off slow on the road, withstood it, had a lead, lost the lead, got the lead. Seemed like it went back and forth 3 or 4 times. Then you end up on the wrong side of the scoreboard. Probably, for me, the thing that I take away from it, felt like the effort was good. The intent was good. I just think the amount of bunny shots that they missed. I call bunny shots, for people out there that are listening, bunny shots. That's just a basketball term that I use. And then always, I don't know if you two learn that, or this is what you guys use. Bunny shots, just ones that are close to the hoop that you expect to go in.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're double digits, if you hit just a few of those, now granted, I'm sure Illinois is thinking the same thing, right? But Illinois was really cooking on the perimeter and getting downhill and hitting, that's probably the best they shot from 3-ball range in quite some time. And so you always got to go on the road and expect their best shot. This one probably stung a little bit more for me, considering that if you win that game, you're guaranteed double bye, no matter what. And, as much as rest and be able to scout and let teams get worn down in the Big Ten tournament, you probably would have liked to see that happen, but unfortunately for them, it didn't happen. What'd you guys take away from the game?
Yeah, I never felt comfortable watching that game.
Yeah,
Welcome
Illinois
to the
didn't let
Rutgers experience.
Yeah,
Illinois
was,
didn't make you. They wouldn't let you.
Right, like
Yeah.
you never felt comfortable. And remembering the first time the two teams met, it was a similar kind of grind. And I kept saying, okay, you get up 5, and then the missed layups, right? The good looks, soft touch, the in and out from 8 feet.
Mm-hmm.
And then the frustration of Markowski not getting the good touches late in the game.
Yeah.
I was screaming at it. Okay, they're gonna. This is how this is gonna play out. And you're right. You get frustrated because you see ways to gain advantage, and it just doesn't happen. Now, this is an NCAA tournament team.
Illinois.
It's Nebraska.
Oh, Nebraska. Oh, yeah.
And
Nebraska.
it's good to say. It's good to say that. Okay, so you've done the work in a tough year.
Yeah.
In a tough year in the Big Ten, this is a you get a bye. It would have been nice to get the double bye, but I'm not sure that it's going to change much of your season.
No, I was just saying it just
is. But here's what I want to ask: that is this? Would you consider 19-10 and 11-7 a successful season for Nebraska women's basketball?
I mean, I definitely think it's successful. Like, there's different levels of success.
Yeah.
I think they've, battled. So you got to think with the injuries that they've had, you got to retool, and the ability to overcome that and have some big victories. Obviously, Iowa is the cherry on the top. So I definitely think it's successful. I think the biggest problem, like for me, I had is like, they just yesterday was the good touches, but then also you kind of. Got the guards were getting in the lane too much, and they were hitting. I mean, Cook and Bryant, they ain't never shot that good, and they played all the minutes. They won. Bryant played 40 minutes and 38. They were going out like soldiers, and so, and also they had 9 assists in between both of them, so they definitely were playing. The two. I call it 2 game. 2-on-2, and we can see what we get. So, I think, look, man, it's you got Iowa, Indiana, Ohio State. Those are the top-notch teams there, and Nebraska. It's a good year for basketball. Nebraska's right there, and so it's a successful year. And I think that what's really going to be the second part of a successful year is how you play from here on out, and that's kind of like what you should be judging on.
Second season,
second season,
it's
right?
Essentially, what you're in.
Yeah.
Well, you're going to face someone. Go ahead.
I was say I think it's been a successful enough season where. In my head, I keep thinking there's another level. I keep waiting for that one extra shot to fall, to not, let Rutgers get on the board here. Some confounding kind of weird moments in the season, but with the Widener injury, with White being out, to me going into this season was do enough to get to the postseason, and then, hey, you're a somewhat consistent postseason team. Now get on the board there. So, okay, you made it through the first season. What you got in the second season?
Yeah, and the reason why I think the double bye would have been good, because I think as they've kind of, like you said, dealt with the injuries, it just gives you a little bit more time to kind of say, okay, what can we work on right now in our kind of like short-term Big Ten tournament, and then what can we forecast that maybe we stubbed our toe, in the tournament before.
The difference, and the only difference in it, you're going to have to beat the same teams you'd have to beat. Period. Like literally the way the bracket's set.
Oh yeah,
right. But they would have had an additional night's rest and the ability to scout. Now, I don't know that they may have a greater concern in who they play in their first game rather than them facing Michigan State if they win.
Yeah, I don't think I think their main concern is just get better at what they're at. Or what they can control, right? Probably you got to shoot better than 30% from 3, 9 to 30. Couldn't buy a 3 especially in that first half.
Yeah.
Obviously then that affects your field goal percentage at 39%. So I think the biggest thing that they're trying to do is, remedy that so you can be, take your game and be portable. Look at some different things that you could either add or subtract from your game planning, and, really also accentuate the things that they do well, right? Where they didn't turn the ball over a ton, only 7 turnovers. You want to get a little bit more turnovers and get, say some steals. So you'd like to say, I always say, when you look at turnovers and steals, you want to be like +3 or 4, right? So if you have 7 turnovers, you like to have, 10 or more steals, right? So you want to kind of always play top down there. So, and they didn't foul much, and so they playing pretty clean. Just a little bit more crisp on their passes. I felt like their passes sometimes into Markowski or something, the trajectory was just a little bit off. And, Illinois, the way that they're playing, they were talking about them, they could sneak in there. So they were playing, when you're playing a team like Illinois that's desperate because they need every single victory to try to get, considered for the tournament, you're going to get the best out of Hobby inside where, normally on, say, like a regular Wednesday night when they're playing in Champaign or Lincoln, she's not playing to that capability. So I think it was a learning experience. They got to get better at some things. You got to figure out, how to, like, when you're getting down to that last second or last, possession or two. I always think of, like, when I was talking to Nick on that, when we were calling some high school games, I'm thinking possessions. If I'm in a timeout and we have a lead, right? I guess 1 point lead. You could lose the lead in literally a layup, but you got a 3-point lead. I'm thinking possessions. How many, what do I need? I need to score a point or points. Say if there's 3 possessions, 2 out of the 3, 1 out of the 3, 2 out of the 5. Heck, whatever you need to do. Because essentially you get into, trading buckets and all the situations like that. Because you got to also take in consideration that you got to expect you're going to get a heavy dose of at that point in time, you're going to assume both teams are at or close to penalty going to the rack. So, I think it's a learning experience for someone, but you saw some good stuff where you saw Petrie came in and got busy. Those are things that you can add to and try to game plan for. That's why I think the double bye was really good. So, or would have been really good. But unfortunately, that they weren't able to do it didn't really affect what they were going to do. They're going to have to ball out anyway.
Rest matters, especially in the tournament.
But sometimes too much rest is not good either. I would, of course, you want the double bye. But when you're playing at this point in time, everybody's tired. And you're going to have to face one of those 3 soon.
Yeah.
So you got to be ready, be sharp. I'd rather kind of slush my way through than get there. But quickly to the men's side, I think it was good for them to, I guess, revenge, or kind of face some of the demons that they had on Rutgers. And I was talking to Austin before DP. The way that Rutgers beat them last time was a gut check. It wasn't a skillful game.
Yeah.
It wasn't like they played Steph Curry and he went 11-14 for 3. They're like, ain't nothing we could do. They beat you up. You know what I mean? And so that's a different type of game to get prepared for, because then you got to be able to make sure you could, keep sharp on your skill. And that's what really led them in the first half. And they kind of essentially held their head above water the second half. From your perspective, from a coach's perspective, how do you approach a game where it's a gut check game versus a, let's say, game plan game? You know what I'm saying?
Well, you simplify.
Yeah.
Like it here's the thing, take care of the ball. Like, listen, receive with 2, make smart passes. Don't allow easy buckets. Nobody across the middle, basic stuff, make your free throws. Take shots that you're comfortable in taking.
And capable of making
Yep.
too.
And then even if they don't go, you're still doing the basic stuff right. That's how you get through grinds. And here's the thing. Rutgers is who they are. And because of that, Rutgers will face Wisconsin. And
who's just like it is.
Right.
They serve each other.
Yeah.
Right. So
like your long lost cousin.
Yeah. So you get to see them Thursday. And then here's the other part of this thing. Wisconsin finishes its season at Purdue.
Yeah.
So listen, handle your business, gentlemen.
Yeah.
Handle your business, and the payoff will be full.
Yeah. If you want, this is, you like we were talking about also, I'd rather coach and play in a game, especially basketball, where we can control our destiny.
Yeah.
Not have to worry like 3 different things need to happen, so forth and so on. Also want to give a big shout out to Josiah Alec, man. I think since about Rutgers, correct me if I'm wrong, you saw the uptick in his play. You know what I mean? Consistently.
It was after that Northwestern game on the road when Fred challenged it in post game. Him and Juwan both. Since then, he's been nails.
Right? And the energy's been there, been way more consistent. I want to give a shout out to him, man, because I talked about it. I watched him play in high school. He was overshadowed by another player. But for people out there listening, you got kids. Look, man, you stay at it. You keep grinding. He's gotten taller and he's bigger, and all that. The talent was there, and he ends up coming back and playing for the University of Nebraska and has a senior day.
Yeah.
And has a big impact on the program that most likely is going to be in the NCAA tournament.
And played his best game doing it.
That's what I'm saying. And so it's not how you start, it's how you finish. And what you do in between will dictate to be able to come out there by Josiah Alex. So big shout out to him. Big shout out to whoever, like everybody over there that chose to extend the offer to him as well. So good job, Huskers. Onward up. Now the pressure's on, man. Now you got to deal with everybody patting your back until you leave on Saturday. So go up to Ann Arbor and handle your business. That's the only thing that matters right now. So we'll take a quick break, then we'll put a bow on this Monday. Jay Foreman, DP, Austin, we'll be right back.
You're listening to Old School with DP and J. Download the mobile app and listen wherever you are on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Are you working in or looking to get into the electrical construction industry? The electrical workers of local union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Hey guys, it's Bill Bush. Next Ag Appraisal and Realty has opened a new location in Pender, Nebraska, in addition to their office in Lincoln. The real estate world can be confusing, so why wouldn't you want an expert helping you every step of the way? If you're looking to buy or sell farmland in Nebraska, Kansas, or Iowa, give Ethan Sorensen a call today at 402-380-0432 or visit them online at nextagrealestate.com. Next Ag Appraisal and Realty with locations in Lincoln and now Pender, Nebraska.
At Fairway Meat Market, your family. And as part of the family, they want to save you money in your meat and groceries. Now, through March 10th, enjoy USDA Choice T-bone steaks for $8.99 per pound, all natural St. Louis style ribs for $1.99 per pound, USDA Choice whole beef brisket for $3.99 per pound, and all the way to St. Patrick's Day, fresh Reuben bratwursts are back. That's all at Fairway Meat Market in the Rockledge Square Shopping Center, just south of 84th and Van Dorn. Rosie's Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road.
Think you need a new furnace due to a cracked heat exchanger? Call Bryant for a free second opinion. Might save you thousands, no matter what brand. Bryant Air Conditioning and Heating. We do whatever it takes.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
Sandhills Global is hiring. With their fast-paced, growing culture, they have hundreds of new openings in sales, marketing, traveling support, software development, web design, and more. Full-time roles offer a 4.5-day work week, along with flexible internships in most areas. Career and internship opportunities are available at our global headquarters in Lincoln, Nebraska. Find your fit today at www.sandhills.jobs.
This is former Husker and NFL linebacker Jay Foreman. For years, I've suffered from degenerative problems in both of my ankles, but thanks to a thorough and thought-out plan provided by Advanced Medical Imaging, I was able to get my life back with the least amount of pain as possible. While working through multiple options, the team of physicians at Advanced Medical Imaging were there to answer any questions I had. If you're experiencing any pain at all and want to get your life back, go to amimaging.com or give them a call at 402-484-6677. Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard.
Hi everyone, Kendall Warnock, A1 Automotive in downtown Lincoln. The last few years have been wild, but we've been here for you through all the ups and downs, and we'll be here for you when you need us the most, for all your travels and for your day-to-day driving. With winter conditions causing problems all over town, the last thing anyone needs this year is constant car troubles. Let us help you drive in peace and make sure you drive to work and to winter destinations safe. A1 Automotive, 11th and L Street downtown, always honest answers.
Landmark Implement is your local authorized John Deere dealer. Landmark's trained and certified sales staff will help you find the right equipment for your needs at a price that's right for you, all backed by Landmark's extensive parts and service network. Whether it's a tractor, planter, combine, an easy track lawnmower, or gator, every piece of equipment in pre-owned inventory is put through a rigorous inspection so it's ready to work hard for you. Landmark's team works together to make sure everything is sold meets their quality standards. Learn more at landmarkhemp.com or stop into a local Landmark location and experience the Landmark difference.
You never think cancer will happen to you. I smoked for over 40 years. My doctor recommended that I get annual lung cancer screening. They were able to catch my cancer at stage 1. It's never too late to quit. Even if you're still smoking, you need to ask your doctor about annual lung cancer screening. Just 30 minutes a year could save your life.
Call the Nebraska Tobacco Quit Line, 1-800-QUIT-NOW, 1-800-784-8669. Paid for by Tobacco Free Nebraska. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
On the Block with Strick and Austin.
Now, to tie it back to Nebraska men's basketball, this group has a chance to do something that hasn't been done before.
Yeah.
You know, in making a run in the Big Ten tournament, a serious run, in winning the first NCAA tournament game, but they're not going to get there by doing the same things they've always done. It is on this team to step up and change that narrative. It won't change on its own. Teams won't lay over for you, and that's the mindset shift we haven't consistently seen yet.
Weekdays from 2 to 4 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Back to old school with DP and J on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
What up, Jay Foreman, DP? Austin Norman here, putting the bow on this Monday. About a day and a half before we kick off the state basketball. Once again, for boys.
Let's get it.
Yeah, I mean, Austin got Lincoln Lutheran. There's some Lincoln teams. You got, I think Ainsworth is playing. You with Carter Nelson. Is that his name, Carter Nelson?
That's the one.
Yeah, got him. And so, and quite a few. You got McMorris that plays for Bellevue West, and so forth and so on. So I think it's going to be a good tournament. You got Gretna playing for something that's bigger than basketball, and yeah, that staff is them shorts are amazing. But yeah, I mean it's gonna be a good tournament. Class B's got some good matchups. You got Norris and Crete, who have been the kind of
shout out Crete.
Yeah,
not a lot of history. They're doing the dang thing this year.
And we had some folks on the text line wanting to shout out Crete.
Yeah,
so
they've been working on it. They were in the state tournament last year. Got a lot of talent. They got McDowell over there. I think he's the all-time leading scorer in Crete. And it seems like he must have been playing like varsity since like 8th grade, but he's a heck of a player. And so Norris, you know, they got a lot of young dudes that I've seen, you know, coming up, and a couple I've coached, and so they're gonna go at it. And the excitement is, you know, I'm sure these kids are a lot, you know, real nervous, and you know, getting through practice. Probably got a little walkthrough tomorrow, and then they trek on down here to Lincoln and try to get out here and replicate what the men's basketball team did yesterday. So, you know, it's a once in a lifetime opportunity for these kids in these towns, and you know, whether it's a big town or, you know, small town or something in between.
It's fun to be in the Haymarket with all the teams and all the fans coming into town. Like, it's just fun to see the different colors. Like, I'm still learning like mascots and team school colors, etc. So I'm learning. What am I looking for, Austin, this week? What am
I? Play the license plate game.
Okay. Yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
Oh, with the numbers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's the license?
Man, I don't know
tie the county, tie the number. So the first number on the left side of the dash is the county number.
Yeah, if it's high, that means they small town.
From the boonies.
Yeah.
Way out.
Way out. Okay.
So,
you know what's funny is there was I forget what game me and Nick were calling, and these dudes must have just came off the ranch. The student section, they were wasn't a lot of kids, and everybody had cowboy boots on, a cowboy hat. They obviously did their chores that morning and came down to Lincoln. That's what's pretty cool, man. They came and supported the girls, and the girls ended up winning. But that was pretty. I looked over there. That's all you saw was cowboy hats. Cowboy hats and cowboy boots.
It's fun. I mean, just from the recollection a couple of years ago and watching and trying to get the identity of the school.
Yeah.
Right. And finding out where folks are coming from. And then when people would tell you, hey, listen, our whole town's here.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, they come out and support. And, you know what else is pretty cool before we go to break is that, you know, give a shout out to, you know, Bellevue West, who lost to Miller West. I remember watching them last year and telling Nick, I was like, man, if they have a good summer, they're going to be a force to be reckoned with. And they gave Miller West everything that they could handle, and just to see the, you know, maturation of Naomi White or Annika Brown and all these other ones they had, and McVeigh. You know, they had a really good run, and unfortunate for them, they were, I think a point or two too short. But that's a cool thing to see a team that came back 1 year, happy to be there, and on the mission next. So it's all good in the hood.
Fair enough, kind sir.
Yeah. We turn it over to you to one-on-one. I see that head back there.
Don't go anywhere. 6 to 7 o'clock. The legend, Coach Ron Brown, will join me on one-on-one. I'm looking forward to having this conversation with somebody that can take us through all that is good and not good in the coaching game.
Oh, he's seen it all, man. So, yeah, it'll be good, man. Plus, Coach Brown, don't get fooled. He still got it in him a little bit.
Yeah, he got the dog in him.
Yeah.
He got the dog in him. Brown's finest.
The countdown is on for the biggest tournament in college basketball. The clock is ticking, and a whopping $1 million is waiting for you. Warhorse Festival of Games is giving you a chance to earn the bragging rights of a lifetime. Oh, and one massive jackpot. Will your bracket beat them all? Here's how it works. Rack up bonus bracket entries by hitting the slots and placing sports and racing wagers starting March 1st at Warhorse Casino. Lock in your winning picks online after the teams are announced March 17th. Then activate your brackets in person at Warhorse Casino Lincoln by the 24th. The best brackets will win prizes each week, and a perfect bracket puts $1 million in your pocket. Get all the dates and details at warhorsecasino.com, plus even more ways to score big. Only at Warhorse Casino Lincoln. Minutes from downtown at Highway 77 and West Denton Road. Must be 21 or older to gamble. Gambling problem? Call 1-833-BET-OVER.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet. KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Step into healing at Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery. Our team of top-notch medical professionals turns pain into progress with state-of-the-art treatments and compassionate care. Visit prairieortho.com and discover the difference in quality orthopedic and plastic surgery services tailored to your unique needs. Your health matters, and Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery is dedicated to helping you thrive. Reach your